Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing well. Ladies and gentlemen, today we've got second time I'm recording this video because mic problems, mic voice problems. I'm trying to work on that. We've got sort of like a dev blog from Deadside today, and I want to kind of jump into this because I'm really not happy with this. I can't let it go. I've got to put this out there, and yeah, it's just I don't know. I'm just really not happy with it at all at the moment. So let's get into it. Let's go. We got a video here at the end of it to watch. Yeah, guys, I don't like it. So basically, what they're going to do, they're reworking the base building. They're adding scrap metal to the game. They adding homey features to the game and some new mechanics. But let's just start with the video, okay? We'll get a good understanding for what's going on.
Hello everyone, Lead CM Loaf here. Today I have a short little demo video for you that's going to show off some of the features that we talked about in this recent Steam post. I do suggest you go read that post before watching this video, but if you don't have the time, you should be able to follow along just fine. Let's get started by building just a simple base. To do that, we are going to equip our hammer, and just like that, we are ready to build a foundation. You can get to the rest of the build menu by just right-clicking, although as you can see, it's still kind of work in progress. And as we start to build, you might notice that those old cube foundations are totally gone now.
I don't like this mechanic. I really don't. And I'm going to be dead honest, I don't like this where you've got the stuff in your inventory and you play something and it magically appears. This is a survival game, not a Rust game. This is survival. I'm not taking punts at Rust. Rust looks like a fun game. It's a different type of game. This is a PvE, a PvP, PvE survival game. This is base building, surviving for as long as possible. I do not like this mechanic. I prefer the old one where you physically had to, you didn't really have to build it, you had to put down the frame, then you had to load the thing. I do not like this system. I do not at all.
And that's because our base support system has been completely remade to be a lot more streamlined overall. Another thing you might have noticed is that I didn't need to put down a base claim in order to make this base, which is pretty cool. But I still haven't technically claimed this base as my own yet, and it's slowly
as you can see there. I was right.
But I still haven't technically claimed this base as my own yet.
I just keep
claimed this base as my own yet.
There we go. As you can see there. So that's all he needs to do. It's pretty similar to the old system, but now instead of putting down a frame, building the frame, it's already there. I do not like this system, and I'm going to put it out there. It's making the game worse. I do not like it. I do not agree with it. I think it's going to destroy the element of base building. When I build, I play now, as you guys know on the channel, I play Deadside, Daisy, Scum. I even played a bit of the front. That game's very dead at the moment. I haven't played it for a while, actually. In Scum, I build a big base. I use my whole land claim area. And I have a small loot room with some stuff in it. The good stuff, my real stuff, I keep at the safe zone trader. In DayZ, I build a big base with a big loot room because there's no safe room trader there. So, and also I play a lot of PvE on DayZ, and on Deadside I play PvP servers because Deadside, one of the main selling points for the game, in my opinion, was the PvP. PvP in Deadside is really fun. I don't enjoy DayZ PvP because everyone's just running around with a sniper and sniping you. But Deadside has a great PvP. The building I enjoyed as well because you could build these maze bases and that I was building, and it was just me and marksman. It was just so much fun to do that. This new building mechanic It's taken the grind out of it. It's lost its identity.
And it's slowly decaying over time. So, we are going to need to make a resource vault. Once I place it down, like so, it basically functions like a base claim. Nobody else.
I don't like this either. The problem what I've got with it is just what I said previously, is that Deadside, you would build a big base and have a small storage. So if you're getting raided, it would take quite a bit to raid through you. And your base claim was a small portion of your base, something that was just hidden away that no one could tamper with. So you'd normally put it under your foundations, and that was it. You would forget about it. If you wanted to put someone on your base claim, you needed to demolish a way to get to it. I don't like this new system. I don't like this. This is Rust and this now have got something in common. DayZ uses the flag system, which is brilliant as well. There's also a war to say, here's a base when you want to raid. Here's a base, okay? I do not like this. I do not like this whole setup, this whole new base building setup. For me, it's just going to destroy the game even more. I really expected the next major update to bring players, not chase players away. It is really hard to find servers with more than 30 people on. And then you'll maybe find 5 servers with like 30, 20, 25, certain amount of people on, and then the rest are 2, 3, 5, 6. This is just going to destroy the game as far as I care, even more.
Else can build in my base area now, and if I hit G, I can manage base permissions just like I would before. Hitting F, you can place resources inside to prevent.
See, now comes this decay, this Rust type of game style. I do not like it. I do not agree with it. They could have implemented this in another way that could have been much more better to work it. Because now not only you got to worry about raiding, which we'll get to just now. You got to worry about loot protection. You got to worry about your base falling apart. You got to worry about finding the materials to upgrade your base. You got to worry about upgrading your trader rep. This is just a shit show.
The base from decaying. So, we have made a little stick base. Of course, this thing can still be leveled pretty quickly, so let's upgrade it to the next tier. In order to do this, you guys are going to get to see the new generator and woodworking table in action. Just like the resource vault, you'll be able to craft these objects in the base building crafting menu, although I will say that the crafting requirements here are still not final. Once we have our logs and nails, I can feed the logs into a woodworking machine to get some planks.
Yeah, this I do like. I do like these type of things coming into these type of games, okay? Where they add like this. So you can, if you play survival games like Substance and that, you can just load it. It's got 100 logs in. You load it in, start it up, pull the generator, start it up, and you can go have your fun, loot run, PvP, do what you want. When you come back, you know your stuff is done. I do appreciate this. I do like this mechanic. I never say no to this type of thing because it just gives more depth to the game and it gives more of a challenge to the game, and it also makes your life a bit easier, unlike in DayZ where you have to chop down a tree, then you have to cut it into planks, and then you have to load into your bag and run around, and your bag can only take. This I do appreciate. So this I do like.
Just make sure your generator is on, since the woodworking machine needs electricity. So, I've upgraded this base a bit. Now you can.
So first tier is stick. Perfect. I like that system. I like it. I really do. I mean, even DayZ heavy modded, and even Scum he has started. The Scum has got this as like baseline for the game. So you start off with stick, log, plank, etc., and you upgrade. I do like that. I do like it. I just don't like the way you build it. Scum for me is the best building mechanic in a game I've ever played. DayZ, the BBP Builder Plus mod is one of the best mods that could become into the game. I very seldom play on a server in DayZ that does not have that mod installed, because it is just such a useful, nice, plain, simple mod. It works well. I just do not like this base building. I like the idea you start with twig and you upgrade to plank, and then you upgrade to the final stage. I just don't like that you just place it and it's magically there. I do not like that unrealistic part. I want that realistic part.
You can see that it's completely made out of planks, and it kind of resembles our old bases, but with some fresher models. If we take a look inside though, we can see all the fancy new decorations that we've added into this version. Like we said in the Steam post, the first iteration of decorative items are purely decorative, so this is all just to look nice, but I think there is a lot of value to be had in making your base feel more like your own.
No. I disagree with that. Not in Deadside. If you play a PvE Deadside server, and I mean this with the greatest to everyone. I've played PvE Deadside. It's just not the same as PvP. There's no real fun in it. You get the gear, you get the loot, you build a base, you finish. There's nothing more to it. The thing that makes Deadside so fun is the PvP. It is what makes this game, and the raiding system. That is what it is about for this game. Decorative things I do not like really in this game. There's other things they could have worked on that need work before the decorative things. It is a waste of time. They should have never worried about these things now. They should have worried about other things first. I can make a list of things that should have been focused on first. Let me know in the commentary if you want me to do a video like that, and I'll do it. Decorative things should have not even been considered. They could have left that to the damn modding community, for as far as I care. That was, for my opinion, a waste of time. They could have worked on a lot of other things that needed to be improved in the game.
Especially if you plan on spending a lot of time inside of it. The process to upgrade to metal tier is pretty similar. You're going to need a metalworking machine to convert scrap metal into sheet metal. Then you can use the sheet metal to upgrade your walls, and for general upkeep afterwards.
Like I said, I've got no problem with adding machinery like that you can craft things with. I've got no problem with that in this game. I really don't. I think it's just another layer of interesting and more mechanics to the game that will make the game more fun in long-term gameplay. For a wipe, I think it is brilliant. This upgrading system, I do not. I like the upgrading system, the way they are doing it. It just doesn't. Yeah, it's like click and poof. I would have liked to seen it like a DayZ type of thing. You stand with a hammer and you hammer the thing and it upgrades. I would have liked to seen a bit of an animation with the upgrading. That would have been far superior in my opinion. It would have been a lot better. The textures in this video don't look so different from what it used to. I don't see any difference in that.
Metal is the max level upgrade, so of course it provides the absolute best protection. To raid a metal base, you're definitely going to want to bring lots of explosive charges.
That looks damn pretty cool, actually. I do like that. I'm just going to screenshot that. I'll use that as the thumbnail. Just do it there. Okay.
Just because they are going to be pretty tough. The last thing I want to show you in this base though is the garage, because the resource vault now prevents vehicles from despawning. This means you can truly claim vehicles as your own and store them in your base for later. Personally, I think this is my favorite feature of the video. You guys probably know that I've been a Deadside player way longer than I've been a community manager, and this is...
Now, he's absolutely correct. When I covered one dev blog of Deadside a while back when they added the boats, and everyone was like, "Yeah, cool. We can build on the shore or whatever, and we could park our boats in there, and it will just be a whole new, different type of PvP." I remember when boats came out, we were having PvP boats where we would drive around shooting 2 or 3 guys in a boat, and one guy's driving, the other 2 guys are shooting, and we were like, "Yeah, we can keep the boats and we can lock them in a base," and it never came to fruition. They fucked, and from there I noticed the downfall in players in the game, and yeah, this was a big mistake on the dev side. And when they showed off they were working on cars, and they've been working on cars for years or for a long time. And one thing I will say, unlike other game developers, they take long to bring out an update, but when Deadside developers bring out an update, you know it's going to work. So I take my hats off for that. It is going to work, and it's going to work like it is intended. But there was so much hype for the cars that I thought they would make a whole update just for the vehicles. Not like they're doing now. They are taking a golden opportunity and squandering it with all this other bullshit that they have going to implement with cars. I would have made the cars the main focus of an update. Just them. That is what I would have done. I mean, I'm happy to see the cars. It's going to be so much easier traversing the map now. It's going to be so much fun to get into PvP with these things. I'm happy for it, but the cars are overshadowed by all this other crap in my mind that they've implemented.
This is something I've been looking forward to for a long time now, so this is super cool to actually see in person. Now that I've made this nice little base, I think it's about time we obliterate it. So, let's get into rating 2.0. Notice how when the bottom object was destroyed, any structures that it supported were also destroyed as well. This is going to add a bit of interesting strategy to raiding.
No, it's not going to add no interesting system for anybody except for the raiders, okay? In any freaking thing, if you destroy the bottom structure, yeah, like they did, the top one should still be intact because it is tightened onto the top one. All what you're doing is you are making it easier for the sweaties to get into the base and to demolish foundation wipe you. So in that case, to save yourself the problem, like this base is built on stilts, as you can see, it's built high up, destroy the stilts and the whole base will come crashing down. It is a stupid implementation. It's a stupid system. I do not like it. I do not agree with it. And what you're going to happen is people are not going to build bases. People are going to go for the nomad life, and they're going to get themselves a car, and they're just going to traverse the map with the car. So you're going to have a couple of bases on the map where the sweaties hide out, where they know they're not going to get raided, and you're going to have everyone else in a car. That's what's basically going to freaking happen, and people aren't going to build bases. They're just going to use safe zone storage. So, yeah, I do not like this. I do not agree with this system. It is not nice for me. It is shit. I don't agree.
While also potentially creating some pretty crazy unexpected situations, which I'm looking forward to.
Look at that. All your hard-earned resources now, so if it gets hit by explosion, or because you'll catch just now another thing, it's going to get destroyed. So it starts that pathetic, stupid grind all over to rebuild those resources.
As you probably noticed when all the decorations got destroyed, explosives now have a damage radius, and no longer only deal damage to the object.
I do agree with that. That I do 100% agree with, because that is realistic. So you can place an explosive on a wall, but another wall next to it might take a little bit of damage. That is fine. I agree 100% with that. I mean, if you see a tank shooting into a building from the side, it will only have a hole in that wall. You don't see the whole wall collapsing down. If a artillery shell falls down the center of a building and explodes, it will rip the building apart because it's forces of energy. Energy expands outwards. So that artillery shell that went into the center of the building will expand outwards and destroy the walls and everything. And it's a big ass shell, 155 millimeters with about a ton of TNT inside of it. So when you shoot directly to something, the forces are, it works with an impact fuse, and the forces are dispersed outwards along the wall. It will not bring down the whole wall unless it's a really shitty building and really old. Then the shockwave will cause most of the damage to the building, not the actual explosion
that it's attached to. While we're at it, let's play around with a new dynamite item. If you didn't read the Steam post, this new explosive is less powerful, but more common than the explosive charge. It's
unnecessary. Another thing, really unnecessary. C4 was abundant. I don't know if they're going to nerf it now or what they're going to do, but this is unnecessary. I don't see the point of this. They could have just left the C4 and the cell phone in. It was a good system that worked, that everyone liked.
Its fuse is also random, which can definitely be sketchy at times.
Random fuse. I do not agree with. This is another thing that was unnecessary, and they didn't need to work on this rubbish. They could have focused on other things.
In this version of raiding, though, a lot of emphasis is placed on player freedom. You were able to raid anyone at any time using really any strategy that you want.
Goodbye, Deadside. Goodbye. Goodbye. Rust 2.0. That's what we basically landing up. Rust 2.0, Rust 2. What made Deadside unique was the PvP mechanic and the raiding mechanic. Everyone on the internet would tell you that is what made this game. Anyone that has played this game has fallen in love with it, but has given up because it just takes so long to go anywhere from the developers with this game. Okay. But I have said before, this shit actually works when it comes out. But the raiding mechanic was unique. It was nice. I mean, you would build your base, you would go out, PvP, get a kill. Ooh, what's this? A raid token. Drop the raid token, run, get your C4, give the guys. It was just nice. Now what you're going to happen is you're going to have sweaties camping your base waiting for you to log off. Then they're going to offline raid you, foundation wipe you. And it's no more going to be fun. It is just going to be a nightmare, a daisy worried when you're out on a loot run and you're going to come back and is your base still standing. It is a horrible system to implement. I do not agree with it. It's one of the things that are going to kill this game now.
You could build a raid base, plan a big strike using a handful of stored vehicles, go hunting for decaying bases to claim for yourself. There's a lot you could do. Plus, we believe that allowing players to control when and where they raid will lead to more consistently fun and engaging endgame.
No, it's not going to lead to fun and consistent, whatever he just said. It's going to lead to the sweaties dominating servers and chasing away newer players. We've seen it in Deadside, we've seen it in DayZ, we've seen it in Scum, we've seen it in Tarkov, we've seen it in all these type of games. The sweaties chase away new players. Deadside was unique because it had that protection. When I started playing Deadside and we were in the group, the clan or the group, I remember meeting a guy, Brass Monkey, and we killed him several times. Fight, he was a solo, so it's very difficult for a solo, but a very cool guy, very down to earth, and he got a base raid. And he was like at his base, okay, I'm waiting for you. I remember Marksman as well. We got a base raid on our base, but no one pitched up because we built in such a cool area. There was no spawn locations nearby. It was far. And Marksman would sit in a bush about 800 meters away from the base with a grenade launcher and wait for the guys to come up. So you had chance to prepare. You had chance to do your thing. And when you were offline, you knew your base was safe unless one of your teammates died, like what happened to us. You were protected. And that's what made this game so much fun, so much better than the others out there. So I wouldn't say better, but made it more unique. And they've taken that away now. So you just killed the newer players that are coming to the game. Because you're just going to get a little shit shack down, a 2x4 or whatever, and you're going to get rumbled by the newer guys that are already 2 weeks into wipe. It is what's going to happen. It's really what's going to happen.
Raiding 2.0 will also better regulate the amount of structures and items building up on the map over time, eating up more and more server resources.
Bull dust. You're going to have a couple of bases and you're going to have everyone traveling in cars being nomads. That's what's going to happen here now. That's why in Scum, they've got a vehicle limit per group on every different server that I've ever played. They've got a limit, 2 vehicles per group. In DayZ modded servers, they've also got limits, and you must use your virtual garage to hide your vehicle away so it doesn't use up server spaces. And they even, a lot of servers put their own virtual garages that players can store their vehicles, that you don't have to own it. But if you want, you can buy your own and store your vehicle. So they are just making it more difficult for themselves because everyone's going to be driving a vehicle around. Majority of players are going to be nomads. That's what I see happening with this stupid raiding system.
Which is a very important detail. We only have a limited amount of server resources available for us to use at one time. So, as we implement more complex features like ground vehicles Efficient management of those resources
No.
is very critical.
You screwed up.
Next up, let's take a look at the trader leveling aspect of Progression 2.0. Looking at the Safe Zone Trader, you will notice that the best items are not available. They now require a certain rep level to be unlocked for purchase. Of course, you could get around these requirements by going to a roaming trader, but that comes with the risk of losing all your hard-earned money and gear, since you're not in a safe zone anymore. Leveling is done by collecting and selling scrap metal to traders. This is the same scrap metal we converted into sheet metal earlier. This item is going to spawn nearly everywhere around the map in small quantities, sometimes rarely spawning in these very large heaps. We expect this item to essentially become a second currency. Players will want tons of scrap in the early game to level traders and upgrade their base in the late game, so you're always going to want to be collecting more scrap. Coming back
to this now, several points to touch on here. First of all, I don't know anyone that bought anything from the traders ever, because the traders were just too damn expensive. There was so much complaints about it. Everyone would just go out and look for the gear. Once you learned where the VSD spawns are, the Barrett spawns, the armor spawns, you would just go and farm those areas. And you'd make respawn beacons to sell, and I never knew anyone that bought anything from the traders. So that for me is pointless. What I would have rather liked to see is a proper quest system implemented through the traders. Hey, go find me 20 scrap. I will reward you with 59 by 19 bullets or something like that. Go kill 10 or 3 bandits and bring me their pistols, or bring me 5 TTs or something along those. That's what I would have liked to see, not the shit that they got here. Because scrap is going to be so valuable. You're going to use it for base upgrades, you're going to use it for base maintenance, and you're going to use it to level the trader. I'm not sure how much scrap he added there to level the trader, but it hardly moved anyway. I do not like it. I do not. It's a nice idea in the right direction with the trader progression thing, but no one. I don't know people that actually use the trader. If you use the trader, I used it to buy food and ammo sometimes. That was it. I never used it to buy guns. I think I used it 3 or 4 times to buy guns, just because I couldn't find the damn guns, so I used it. Further than that, I don't know anyone that buys anything really from the traders. Anything that's top tier, it's too damn expensive, and it takes too long to grind out for that money. So yeah, it is a bit stupid that they're implementing that way. And to use scrap to get reputation with the trader, I don't. Nah, sorry. I can't agree with it. It's just pointless. This game had so much potential, and it's just getting thrown down the shitter now.
Back to the trader with our newly found scrap, we can sell it to raise our reputation level. Your progress is tracked at both safe zone traders, since we don't want you to feel limited to just one hemisphere of the map. Once we have enough rep, we can finally buy those higher tier items. So, that's about everything I can show you at the moment.
This piece, yeah.
Traders, since we don't want you to feel limited to just one hemisphere of the map.
Bull dust. Majority of the players are down south. Hardly anything happens up north. The problem that is one of the problems with Deadside is the map is so big and everything is so far apart, and the servers have got such little players on. I mean, I think it's max 50 players. One of the things they should have worked on is that problem. I know they've said they want to introduce a smaller map for more PvP. No, bullshit. You don't have to introduce a smaller map. You've got an existing map. You've got an existing road map. Modern. Just upgrade the map that is existing there. Change the layout. Change the towns. Do it more that you can involve that PvP factor. Make more points of interest. Why do you think Rust, Deadside, Scum, and all of those games I've got? Okay, Scum is a bit of a fuck you, so we leave Scum out a bit now. It's a bit of a big problem. But all the other games, why do they have such big? I've Daisy's got servers with 128 players on, but they've got points of interest that draw players to those. And Daisy's got a big map. Scum's also a very big map, but they've got POIs, points of interest, that attract people to those places. Their loot is balanced. What you find is balanced. So you've got on the shore, on the coast, you've got certain loot that spawns. In there, middle of the map, you've got certain loot. In there, it's a progression system. There's nothing really on Deadside. It is basically, you go to the bunker for skin guns, which they focus heavy on. They got to make money, agree, okay? And then what do? There's airdrops. There's missions. The missions is a fantastic idea. But once you get to that level, you only worry about epic missions and hard missions. You don't worry about the other missions. So they should have, instead of wasting their time on a lot of this shit that they're implementing, they should have worked on other things to improve the game, improve the PvP. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's my thoughts on this. Let me know what you guys think. And don't get me wrong, I'm not hating at Deadside. I love this game. I think it's got such a huge potential. I just hate seeing devs screw up like they're doing now. They had all the right tools implemented in the game, and they want to go change it to something that is existing and that brings no value to the game. If you wanted to play that, you do things like this. You could go over to Rust and play Rust, which does exactly like what they want to do. So, yeah. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. Keep well, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.